Okay, let me tell you this wild, heartbreaking story. But before we dive into this intriguing story, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more interesting stories. There's this woman named Ellen. She's 76 years old, and she's living in Florida. Now, in 2022, she's hit with a massive shock. Her husband, Jerry, falls seriously ill. And when I say seriously, I mean deathbed sick. We're talking about a man who's been her love partner for 53 years. Someone she's been through absolutely everything with. They've been inseparable since they were kids. Like the couple from UpMed in middle school, dated through high school, and built a life together. And now, all that history is on the brink of falling apart because her beloved Jerry is just not getting better. Naturally, Ellen is completely devastated. She's not leaving his side for a second. She's there in the ICU for 14 hours a day, just watching him, praying for him, only leaving when she needs to eat or sleep. She's there to save him, you know? But then things start to get real ugly with the hospital staff. They're not treating Jerry like she expects. One day, 2 nurses are moving Jerry in bed. And get this, they accidentally bump his head on the headboard. Ellen, of course, freaks out a little and tells them to be careful. And one of the nurses, she actually gets an attitude and says, "I guess I won't come into this room anymore." Like, what? Ellen is livid but tries to stay calm, begging them, "Please, if something happens to him, call me." The nurses reluctantly agree. But the next day, things get worse. Ellen walks into Jerry's room to find him strapped to the bed, like they just left him there overnight after an incident. She's fuming now. She goes at them, demanding, "Why didn't you call me like I asked?" And they hit her with, "It's not our job, are you kidding me?" So now Ellen is done with them. She hires a private nurse to watch over Jerry while she sleeps at night. But wait, it gets worse. A few weeks later, Ellen finds out that the paid nurse she hired is sleeping on the job. Can you believe that? She's absolutely beside herself. And once again, when she confronts the hospital staff, they hit her with the same excuse. "It's not our job." Now, Jerry's condition is just plummeting. He can barely eat, barely speak. It's only getting worse. And then one day, Jerry gives her the worst news. He looks at her and says, "I'm not making it out of here. I just want this to end." And then he asks her to do the unthinkable. "Will you please end it for me?" Imagine being in Ellen's shoes, heartbroken, torn. She can't let Jerry go. But if she does what he's asking, it'll cost her everything. They spend weeks talking it over, and finally they come up with a plan. They've been together for more than half a century, so they make this decision together. They're going to die together. She agrees to use their old pistol to end it all for Jerry, and then herself. So, the day comes. The day they planned for. Ellen, with her heart in her throat, walks into Jerry's room, pistol in hand. She sits down next to him and shows him the gun. She asks him, "Are you sure?" He can barely respond, but he's certain. He nods. So, Ellen, filled with unimaginable grief and love, points the gun at him and pulls the trigger, but here's where it all goes horribly wrong. As Ellen's sitting there, still holding the gun, she hears a noise. A nurse is running into the room because he heard the gunshot. The nurse freezes, and Ellen, thinking he's about to interfere, points the gun at him and says, "Get out!" The nurse panics and yells, "There's a shooter!" And then it all goes to hell. People are running everywhere, patients, staff, everyone's in chaos. The whole hospital floor goes into lockdown. The police rush in. They don't know what's going on. But when they find Ellen sitting there, holding the gun in one hand and Jerry's hand in the other, they think she's a threat. They don't understand what's happening. They see her pointing the gun, and they feel like they have no choice but to treat her as a threat. They start yelling at her to drop the gun. Ellen's still in shock, trying to process everything, and she's hesitating, trying to figure out what to do. She was supposed to go through with this, but she's realizing it's not as simple as she thought. Then, the situation escalates. A flashbang goes off and the police rush in. Ellen gets disoriented, and in the chaos, she accidentally shoots the gun again, missing an officer by inches. Now the police think she's firing at them, and they start shooting back. It's madness. Eventually, Ellen snaps out of it. She realizes that this isn't what she wanted. She never wanted to hurt anyone. So, she drops the gun, raises her hands, and surrenders. The police arrests her right there in the room. And just like that, Ellen, the woman who only wanted to end her husband's suffering, is now facing the consequences. They take her out of the hospital, her hands bound, her heart broken. She gets charged with first-degree murder for shooting Jerry, and they're trying to throw her in prison for life. She goes to trial, and when she stands before the judge, she tries to explain she was just fulfilling Jerry's last wish out of love. The judge seems sympathetic, but you can't just go around shooting people, even if it's for the reasons Ellen had. In the end, Ellen is sentenced to 1 year in prison. 1 year. After 53 years of marriage, after decades of love and devotion. This is the price she has to pay. It's heartbreaking, right? What do you think? Could you ever imagine being in her shoes? Would you have done the same thing for your partner? Share your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to like and subscribe for more intriguing stories.